113 of our trip around the United States. This morning, we're starting things off from Ida Grove on the western part of Iowa. Impressively, many of the buildings in this town are modeled after castles, so it really feels like you're going through a medieval town. Somehow, even though there's not a geocache here, we also found our way to the Veterans Memorial, which is a pretty spectacular display, by the way. We ended up making it only 3 counties shy of our planned endpoint yesterday, which was pretty good considering how far we were actually behind. We did see a couple of Veterans Memorials last night, and they were pretty nice. Sorry that you guys missed out, but I know that we've got some more coming up ahead today, so you'll still get to enjoy some, even if it's not the ones we got to breeze by last night. Today's route calls for 270 miles. Once we get up to the very northern part of Iowa, we're going to branch in a little bit to the east and curve around to handle all of that section right there between the interstate at the northern part of the state. We have 2 webcams on today's agenda, so those are the high priority for us. We're definitely going to try and get out to those. Other than that, we've got a few virtuals and some interesting sites that are on the route, so I know today's going to have some great scenic sights. So come on, let's go see what this part of Iowa has in store. Let's go! This morning we got to kick our adventure off in Ida Grove, a unique little town in the northwest corner of Iowa with a population of around 2,000 people. Located on the outskirts within Cobb Memorial Park, you can find the Ida County Veterans Memorial. Built right along the edge of Veterans Memorial Lake, the centerpiece of this Veterans tribute is a 15-foot black marble V. Within the granite base, you can find bricks featuring the names of Ida County veterans. In addition to the many tributes to individual veterans offered here, there are also many static displays, including this old cannon, the anchor from the USS Stark, an Oliver Hazard Perry-class guided missile frigate, a CGM-13 Bravo Mace missile maker, which is a container-launched tactical surface-to-surface missile, and a Bell AH-1 Cobra helicopter, the world's first dedicated armed attack helicopter, a proven powerhouse during the war in Vietnam. Looking across Veterans Memorial Lake from the V, you can see a mural depicted across the back of this whole building. The mural includes scenes depicted from World War I, World War II, Vietnam, and the Persian Gulf. What really makes Ida Grove unique, though, is that this is a city of castles. Starting from the entrance of town, coming across the castle tower, you encounter many other structures that look like castles too, including the town's shopping plaza, the newspaper office, and the roller skating rink. The origins of the unique development of this town can be traced back to Byron Godfreyson. He was inspired to make Ida Grove stand out on the map, medieval style. While visiting the many veterans memorials today, we also had a chance to learn about the Freedom Rocks project, which was established in 1999. Thanks to the hard work and dedication of Ray Sorensen, also known as Bubba, there is now a Freedom Rock located within all 99 of Iowa's counties. You would be shocked to learn all of the places that Kilroy has popped up. He's probably traveled through more of the country than I have. I'm a little envious. As we toured our way through the Veterans Memorials today, we continued to come across these Freedom Rocks. Located in some of the furthest out-of-the-way corners of the state, the Freedom Rocks tell the tale of America's storied military past, one image at a time. For example, the rock located at the Sanborn Veterans Memorial tells the story of Civil War veteran Daniel Pippinger. He had survived the Battle of Shiloh and was one of the last remaining Civil War survivors at age 97 when he passed away. He was well known and liked in the community, and all the townspeople referred to him as Grandpa. That tale was captured beautifully across the surface of the rock and makes a fantastic addition to what is already a fantastic Veterans Memorial right here in the center of town. Check out the link in the description to see more of the Freedom Rocks. Driving out near the furthest northwest point of the state, you can find Hawkeye Point, the highest spot in the state of Iowa. Once a well-kept secret hidden by the cornfields, Osceola County acquired the property in 2008 and developed it into a spot worth paying a visit to. We made it! Hawkeye Point, the highest point in the state of Iowa at a whopping 1,670 feet. While this may not seem that high to most of you, in Florida our maximum elevation is 345 feet, so it's quite a bit higher than we're used to there. Gotta stay hydrated.
All right, ready to continue this adventure.
Hidden amongst the cornfields no longer, there is a lot to see and do here at Hawkeye Point. You can start off by getting your bearings against the other 49 high points across the U.S. before making your way around to check out the many monuments. One that we couldn't resist was a walk down the center aisle to view antique farm machinery on the left and right. Although there are much more efficient ways of doing things now, it's always great to know where we started. Although the landscape around Hawkeye Point appears a lot flatter than any other high point we've seen, it's still a great time to come here and hang out with Ma and Pa.
Now that's a big ammo can. Hey, I know this kind of container. Lots of swag in here. Yeah, this geocache is doing all right.
Next up is a visit to Ocheyedan Mound, where we get to ascend the heights once again.
For a while, this was actually thought to be the high point. I mean, it makes sense when you look at it. It's a hilltop, it rises above all the land around it, whereas the actual high point at Hawkeye Point really just, it doesn't seem like it. When you look around, it's kind of flat everywhere around it. It's barely at a rise at all.
We certainly never felt like we were climbing anywhere while we were at Hawkeye Point, but here at Ocheyedan Mound, it was obvious, and the dog was having none of it. She was very, very slowly taking her time to ascend up to the top of the hill.
Almost, Chan. That's it. A few more steps. You made it. And there we are. Not the highest point in the state, but it can definitely feel like it. I can see why they would think this is the highest point.
And man, what a view you can get up here from the top of the mound. The best we've had in the state so far, and likely the best we'll see. If there is one thing you can always count on from Ai-chan, it's that she's going to pick up the speed on the way back to the car. Particularly if that way back to the car is a downhill. I had to run just to keep up with her. While in Estherville, we caught wind of a swinging bridge in town, so we had to come see it for ourselves. This beautiful historic landmark hangs over the West Fork of the Des Moines River and was built for children to cross the river to get to school. I am also told that this bridge is lit up at night and reflects beautifully off of the river immediately below it.
These kind of swinging bridges never stop being fun. And this one is particularly fun because it's got a lot of swing and sway to it. And this one really bounces. I feel like I'm on a trampoline right now. Hopefully I don't get dipped in the river.
Our brief visit to the Veterans Memorial in Emmett County was once again inspired by a Freedom Rock. The rock has an American flag draped over it, along with the Iowa state flower, the wild rose, its state bird, and the American goldfinch. In the center of the rock, a Normandy gravestone inscribed with a quote from General Dwight D. Eisenhower reads, "America is best described by one word, freedom." And I could not agree more. It is an honor and a privilege to live in a country where freedom is the backbone of everything we believe.
And that wraps up our second full day out here in Iowa. It turned out to be a pretty good day. We started on a half day from what we had left over yesterday, and we're ending on about a half day. We're a little past halfway through our route for the day right now, but by the time we actually finish tonight, we'll probably be about 3 or 4 counties behind, just like we were yesterday. We have every expectation that we're going to catch that tomorrow. It's a much shorter day that's going to end with us in Des Moines. Hopefully it doesn't impact our ability to get all the geocaches we want in Des Moines. I don't think it will. And either way, we are set to see the Capitol building one more time. There is a statue there that I cannot wait to show you guys. All in all, today ended up being a pretty good day. We got to go to highest point in the state of Iowa, and to be perfectly honest, if they didn't tell me it was the highest point, I wouldn't have known. Not all that high in the first place, but it doesn't appear to be the highest point in the state. The mound a little southeast of there actually appears to be much higher. It's kind of an optical illusion, which is why they actually thought it was the highest point in the state for a while before they figured it out. As I've been saying before, every day comes with a flavor. Today's flavors was those Freedom Rocks. We did see a lot of veterans memorials. Most of them were not huge veterans memorials though. They maybe had a statue or two, a wall full of names, but A lot of them were accompanied by those freedom rocks, which are spread throughout the state. And those are pretty cool, painted all the way around with patriotic imagery through and through. I really love those things, and I can't wait for the opportunity to discover more of them. We hope you guys have learned a little bit on these first couple of days in Iowa. We've still got a long way to go and a lot to see. Like this video, subscribe to stay tuned for daily updates, and we'll see you out on the trails.